This is Cameron Burrell, multi-time NCAA champion and son of Olympic gold medalists Leroy and Michelle Finn Burrell. Cameron burst onto the scene in high school. Coming from a long lineage of American sprinters, Cameron made himself known at Ridge Point High School in Missouri City, Texas. He was one of the top Texas sprinters during his high school time, running 6:61 in the 60 and 10:07 in the 100. He made multiple world junior teams, showing glimpses of a bright future. At the conclusion of his high school career, Cameron decided to join his dad and longtime sprint coach at the University of Houston. Here, he earned a name for himself. He was no longer known as the son of former world record holder and gold medalist Leroy Burrell. His first year at Houston, he finished with All-American status, finishing 6th place in the 60 indoor. He steadily improved every single year. In his junior year, he really came into his own in the 100, having multiple sub-10 clocking performances. He finished second in the 100 that year, only behind Christian Coleman of Tennessee. The next year, 2018, was his senior year, and it was time to go out with a bang. He finished first in the 100, stamping himself into history. He was officially an NCAA 100-meter national champion. From there, it was time to show off his skills in the professional rankings. In 2019, he joined the Nike and Red Bull family. Cameron's biggest aspiration from here was to surpass the accomplishments of his father, at the same time or a quicker rate. Cameron felt if he didn't do it, he would be a failure. His first year on the pro circuit was rocky. He only ran a time of 10:12 in the 100, a bit off of his 9:93 personal best just from the year prior. At the USA Championships that summer, Burrell failed to make it out the first round of the 100, not qualifying for the Doha World Championships that August. Cameron was upset with his performance, but he knew the next year was an Olympic year. He was eager to make the 2021 Olympic team, and he knew he was capable of doing so he shifted all of his focus to achieving this goal. Then 2020 came around, and an unfortunate event occurred. COVID happened. This caused Cameron to go into a dark slump of depression. Since a kid, all he knew was track and field, and he simply just wanted to live up to the accomplishments of his father. And with COVID happening, his lifelong goal had to be put on the back burner. The uncertainty of when he will be able to do what he loved haunted him. He wasn't able to train. There was little to no track meets taking place, which meant Cameron had no opportunity to earn a living in a sport that ran so deep in his family. And at the time, he had a performance-based contract, and with him not being able to actively perform at the time, that put a great deal of stress on him. Then 2021 rolls around, and things are back rolling. Cameron was back training and actively competing. April 21st, 2021, Cameron goes to Florida to run a 100-meter race. While there, he picked up an injury after running 10:09 in the prelim and was not able to toe the line in the final. From there, things snowballed. He was in a very dark place after that. While struggling on the track, Cameron was also having his own personal struggles at home. He was having relationship issues as well as a custody battle with the mother of his child. All of these things were causing unbearable stress in his life. Stress that he expressed to his mom. He mentioned that pretty much he's had it with this sport, and he's ready to give up. Cameron's mom expressed to her husband, Leroy, that they should probably seek professional help for Cameron, alluding to the possibility of suicidal behaviors and thoughts. They didn't think too much about it after that, knowing they raised a strong son. The morning of August 19, 2001, Cameron spoke to his dad in person, informing him about the stressful custody hearing of his daughter. That was concluding the next day, and more than likely wasn't going to play in his favor. Cameron was indeed not looking forward to it. His father expressed empathy to his son, let him know that he has his full support and that he will be attending the hearing with him. They parted ways and went home. That same night, right before dozing off going to bed, Leroy's phone rang. It was his oldest son, Josh. Josh informed his dad that Cameron's roommate had called and told him that Cameron had been shot. They jumped up and rushed to his apartment. On the way there, they spoke with his roommate, and he had informed them about the event that had just occurred. Leroy's wife, Michelle, was regretfully stating She knew something was wrong. The whole car ride there, they were just hoping and praying that he was okay. They arrived to his apartment and drove to the top of the parking garage. The police was there, surrounding Cameron's car, making it difficult to see the scene. An officer walked over to Leroy and Michelle and told them that he was gone. After breaking down emotionally, Leroy was walking around the scene, and from behind one of the police cars, he saw the feet of his oldest son's lifeless body, lying there on the concrete. The medical examiner arrived and informed the family that they should probably go inside as they transported the body of Cameron because it would be an unpleasant scene. They went into his apartment, looking around for answers. The whole family was there, including the 11-year-old youngest brother of Cameron, who had to be traumatized by this whole scene. Later, they went home that night and remained in disbelief. After waking up the next morning, Leroy and Michelle knew that this was reality. They had lost their oldest son, Cameron Burrell, to a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head at 26 years old.